Hi folks, Bob Krebs, Sales Manager at Pure Pursuit Automotive, and here to show you the interior cockpit area of our beautiful 2014 Land Rover Range Rover. First of all, I love the beautiful black interior of this particular vehicle. That, along with the aluminum accents it's got, the brushed aluminum, really make for a kind of a really sporty cockpit here. We'll go ahead and start from the left of the vehicle here. First, you can see the mirrors on the outside, which fold in as well. And they've got cameras underneath them so that you can see both the interior the exterior of the vehicle right below the mirrors in those areas of the vehicle. You can also set the seat in 3 different memory positions so that way if the driver and the passenger are of different heights or different comfort levels, you can set those as well. Really cool polished aluminum down here to get inside and outside of the car door. You've got some panels here again to put things in your door, whether it be some papers, wallet, change, or your cell phone. It certainly fits in there. Going to the center of the cockpit here and the driver area, of course, you got this beautiful steering wheel here with the again the dark accents here, the black kind of obsidian color, and then you got the leather here, which is really super grippy here. You got your paddle shifters here, and of course your controls that you've got here as well. Some which are redundant to the center console, but you can control and set your cruise control from this side here as well, and cancel that. You can utilize your Bluetooth and your cell phone, setting that up from here. The menu controlling the radio and those controls as well. The center console here has got a digital display, which is very unique, a little bit interesting to get used to because all of these dials right here are electronic. And just to kind of give you an idea, you can see that when you rev that up, the tachometer on the left there, that is a digital image that's projected onto that. So from the left, you've got your tachometer. In the center, you've got several different displays here. It gives you the time, the temperature outside, and of course it gives you the radio stations and the information you wish to display there. And on the right side is the speedometer. Moving over toward the center of the console here, you've got your information center here, which is really fantastic. You've got a lot of selections here. Starting with the setup here, you can set this up to however you wish it, the screen to appear from the screensaver you want, your vehicle, the image, whatever you wish, setting that up for yourself. Going back to the home menu, you've got your audio settings here, and of course this is for your radio, your stereo. You can set the balance, the fade, etc. And of course this is a beautiful premium Meridian system with Dolby as well. And you can set that for surround sound, the treble, the bass, the subwoofers, etc. All to be set from here manual. And of course you can control the sound from the left side here as well. You can also utilize that for your DVD player. Going to the navigation system, again, you've got a myriad of different functions.
Join the highlighted route.
Thank you. A myriad of different functions that this will be able to put you together for. So you can set your trips, you can measure your distance. Obviously, it gives you your current location, and then you can set that for pretty much anything that you want, where you're going, trips, etc. So your phone system, you can set your Bluetooth up here as well. As soon as you get in, you can basically have that search your phone and incorporate your phone into this so that you can utilize the phone through the stereo system of the vehicle itself. So it's also got several different other functions here you've got as well, and that includes the extras here. And we'll go ahead and start with climate control. You can go ahead and set your climate control from syncing your seats up to the warmth of the seat to the cooling of the seats. Front seats, rear climate control, climate off, etc. And of course you can go to the next function here. In this particular case, the cameras. You can set the myriad of cameras that you've got here to pretty much any setting you want. You've got the rear camera, both side front cameras, and then of course the cameras here on each side. These are the cameras that are underneath both of the mirrors, so that way you can see the objects that are underneath you, and whether that is terrain, whether that's rocky, ground material, etc. And then your front 2 cameras you can see displayed here, which give you an idea what's just to the left of the front of the vehicle and just to the right of the front of the vehicle, so that way you don't run into any issues whether you're trying to drive or get into that. So it gives you proximity views of these, and this gives you a little bit better idea as well. Special views, again, this is your, in this particular case, you got what's called trailer view. That's from the back. And then of course you got your junction view, which is both of the sides up here, which we just discussed a moment ago. And then of course you got the curb mode as well, which is right underneath the camera. So, and that gives you an idea. We'll go ahead and back up for here just a second. That way you can see directly underneath that as we move through here. And these are the cameras. You can see directly on both sides of the mirrors here what you're driving into or over, so that way you have a general idea. At any rate, I think we've covered that enough. It has got a myriad, again, of cameras camera functions and areas it goes to. So again, back onto the extra features again here. You've even got eco data for the vehicle itself. It gives you the average miles per gallon, the type of driving style, the last 3 journeys. It gives you tips for driving that are going to help you get better fuel economy, etc. You can even set your driving style as far as the type of driving style you wish the vehicle to follow, and it also gives you an idea of how you have been driving, from the throttle usage, the speed of the engine, and of course your braking. Center console here, again, as we move down, you've got your DVD and CD player right here, and then you have your climate controls, which are for the driver and for the passenger both. You can set that redundantly of each of these to where the driver can have a, let's say, a lower temperature, a little bit more cooler, and the passenger can have that a little bit higher if they so desire. Either way you can do that, or you can sync both of them up. Going here to the center rotary control, this is a really fantastic unit here, kind of reminiscent of its Jaguar friends, is that the rotary dial here pops up as soon as you start the vehicle and closes when you close the vehicle, so that way there's nothing in the center surface here that is going to get in the way. So when you start the vehicle, this will automatically pop up here and then give you the option to be able to move that into each of those desired methods that you're going to set the car into. So, and while I'm saying that, we'll go ahead and flip down here to the Range Rover settings that you've got for any type of off-road that you may be doing. In this particular case, just to make it a little bit easier here, you can set this to auto, which basically chooses for you which it feels is the most desirable method to drive the vehicle in. And that takes into account the weather, the type of terrain it's sensing outside, or if indeed you decide that you wish to decide what to put this into. And here you have the normal driving mode here, or you can move that up to what's called grass, gravel, or snow. And obviously that gives you a little bit more control of the vehicle on slippery surfaces. And then the next one is going to be mud or ruts when you're driving the vehicle into that. And it's got some anti-slip there as well, and basically feels out the terrain as you're driving through it to be able to compensate most accurately. The next one is going to be in sand, and that particular method here gives you an idea that as you're out there, you're going to have sometimes a little bit more slip. So it tends to grip that and sends that grip to each of those. It power vectors that to each of those wheels as you're moving through it. And then this one's rock crawl here, and this is on if you decide that you're going to go four-wheeling in a very mountainous or rocky area where you may not have the most stable ride. So you can set that up for that as well. So, or you can just put it in auto and it will go ahead and select that for you. You've got a couple of other high and low here for the vehicle. You can select, you can put this into neutral to select whichever one of these you want, whether it be putting the vehicle in low range, and when you do that, it also selects the height of the vehicle, and we'll show you that. And sitting inside the vehicle right now, you can actually hear the vehicle adjusting the ride and the shocks and the suspension for that. Press it again, you can take the HTC off, or you can select high range in this particular case. So again, I think it's up to the individual driver where they want to put it and where they're most comfortable. Moving down here, you've got your traction control, and you can turn that either on or off, so that way if you're on slippery surfaces or a terrain that you think is going to be more challenging, you can obviously put it into that. And then of course this is the vehicle, this lowers the cab and the chassis of the vehicle, or heightens it and puts it at the specific height that you either want it at or that it finds is most desired. So, and we'll show you some outside shots of that. And moving up here, we've got a beverage holder and / cigarette lighter if you so desire. It also doubles as a 12-volt connector here, so you can hook up your electronic equipment to that. And then once you're done, just to press it that once up, it shuts automatically. You got your parking brake over here, and of course putting your foot on the brake once, and you can put the parking brake on by pulling that up, and put your foot on the brake again and push it down and depress it, takes the parking brake off. You got a center console here, which allows you some space to be able to put some storage in here. You can put a cell phone here. You got a USB port. You've got an auxiliary cord here, and again you've got another 12-volt adapter here you can utilize to put a cord in. And a very unique feature, and that is a little mini refrigerator down here. You can adjust this steering wheel as well, also up, down, and push it in, bring it out, or down as well. So let's move to the top of the vehicle here. It's got a very, very unique feature here, and that is the panoramic roof. This thing is huge. Right now I have the screen over here. It's a cloth screen that essentially keeps ultraviolet waves out, rays out, and of course gives you a really nice interior shadowing effect as well that keeps the sun out. So when you want that open, you just press that once and that will open fully, or you can stop it at any place that you want for you to be able to control that. That does go all the way back, and again, as I said, you got a huge panoramic roof here. We'll go ahead and open that panel roof. It's got a one touch to it to where you can open it, hit it once, and it opens up just that tip part. Or if you press it the rest of the way, the panel roof opens, and of course you got your little air baffle up front as well. Here keeps that whistle out of it. And of course, once that's open, you got a huge amount of space up here for a moonroof or a sunroof. It's kind of like having a convertible. Speaking of all that, getting ourselves ready for this, we're going to go ahead and take it out now. And we've got a couple of surprises to show you before the end of the night too. So we'll take off. Hey folks, I promised you a little surprise here, and I think this is going to be not only very surprising, but it's something that you can use every day. I know a lot of folks, when they parallel park or they think about parallel parking, it's kind of a pain because you're always worried about damaging your vehicle, someone else's vehicle, and not only that, but trying to find a space. So this vehicle has a parking assist that is beyond belief. So we're going to go ahead and demonstrate it now. I'm coming up here on a parking spot here that I can see, and so what I'm going to do is, let's say I'm downtown and I decide that I'm going to go ahead and park here. I go ahead and hit the parking assist here. What that will do is it's now going to take a look. It now knows that I'm in a position to go ahead and park. So I'm going to go ahead and it tells me exactly what to do. It says select R, which is reversed, and await next instruction. I'm going to put this in R, and as you see, my hands are completely off the wheel right now. Okay, it says reverse with care, which means all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the accelerator to bring the vehicle back. It is going to do everything else, and I promise I will not touch the wheel. Again, it gives you the full rear view area there of the vehicle it's coming in touch with or coming up on. It will also warn you when to stop, and now it's saying stop. It's saying select D, which is drive, obviously. It's going to go ahead and park me here. I'm going to go ahead and drive forward. And when I'm close enough on the front here to go ahead and stop, it's going to tell me when to do that as well. And it said stop, park assist is finished. And we're now parked, and I didn't touch the steering wheel. All I did was keep my foot on the brake and my foot on the accelerator. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is called Park Assist in the Land Rover Range Rover, and it is fantastic. Anybody can do this.